Guessing, keep it guessing, keep it guessing, keep it guessing. It's like ooh la la, ooh la la. It's not hard to say how I feel. It's like ooh la la, ooh la la. It's kinda easy now 'cause it's real. Hey. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Na 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 na.
Hey everybody, how are you? Good to have you here. All right, oops. Well, microphone's gonna have to be there. Scoot my chair up. All right, getting myself organized. Oh my gosh, that's too close. How is everybody today? Probably better than me. Look at me all bouncing around, making you guys sick, seasick, and everything. There. Here it is. Sunday. I have been sleepy all day. Sleepy Sunday for me. Just like, but yeah, it's okay. I have energy now. I'm hoping you can see me. Yeah, the steelhead, it fits with one of the stories, but also the bears are back at Brooks Falls, and I have been watching the bears. 151 Walker made his catch off the lip the other day, and Grazer has shown up. She doesn't have cubs this year. Her cubs are grown, and 747's shown up. Chunk has shown up. Yeah, so if you don't know what I'm talking about the bears at Brooks Falls, and that, we're what? Couple of months, 2.5 months away from Fat Bear Week. And, that's just kind of my source of entertainment, watching the bears catch salmon and get fatter and fatter and fatter. It's too much fun. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I'm going to put it out as a reel. We got back from our walk this morning, and we were sitting out on the front porch kind of thing, and Bob grabbed Aldo because the mother and the fawn decided to cross over from the neighbors, walk right across, walk right behind us, stop and stare at us, and then walk into the forest. And then about 20 minutes later, 15 minutes later, they came back out. I think they went back to get water because there's springs in the forest behind us where they stay, and that's where they kind of go back and get the water that they need. But you've been watching, so I just had one fawn that's running around. There's a couple up the road. There's a couple of fawns, but let's see who's here. Linda's here. I see that. Yes, I only have art so far from Madonna and Lupe and me. So if you sent something and I didn't see it, I just checked my email again, make sure. Susan, hi Susan, nice to have you here. Lupe here. And Lupe sent something, Madonna sent something, and everybody, yay. These kind of images, yes. That opening video was easy to do because the two stories I'm going to do tonight are from two, in the description I put on the video, both of them are folk tales, and but similar themes, but very different cultures. So it was kind of fun to see that, and so I'm going to do those tonight. Pouring on the winter, yeah. Oh yeah, and that's the thing. Linda says putting on the winter fat layer. It's really interesting because uh, was it 151 Walker or 747? Both came out to the falls, and they were already fat early on, which means that they didn't have a real rough winter. That they had to use a lot of their store, and the fact that they both all the bears got so fat last fall. Yeah, it was crazy. Oh, the mom will show up. Then do we have a doe skinny girl who brought in her twins? Tamara, I haven't seen Tamara for a few days. I know. Oh, okay. She has Ayak is staying with her goddaughter, and when that happens, as it should be, Tamara just has full attention there because she doesn't get to see her that often, and it's really wonderful when she does get to see her. So it's a lot of fun. Redoing hubby's man cave, so no time to paint. Oh, heavens. But just think, once he has the man cave, maybe yes. Woohoo. We're still waiting on my shed out there. We'll see how that goes. It's should be here by the end of next week, if their timeline is as they think. So that's the thing. Let's see what else has been going on. Oh, yesterday we went to the Northwest Sculpture Show and Garden. It was up at Pilgrim Firs, and it was the Northwest Sculpture Club or Guild. And these people, I mean, no wonder they kind of have their own art fair, because they'd been camped out at this place for like a week, but there were generators and hoses and electrical plays up out in their stations and grinders and all kinds of things. So they had this really cool sculpture garden set up where they had people's finished pieces that you got to walk through on pedestals. And but then you could go up, and some people were working and see what the dust was flying. They were wearing masks. It was great. Yeah. So we went and saw that for a little bit. Yeah, when from their vacation. I bet Larry's painting lots of cool stuff. I hope so. Did they go on tonight? I forgot to even. Did I miss Crunchberries? I was so sleepy, and we had dinner. Was there a show or an Crunchberry Hepman or Brian? Oh, okay. All right. Thank you, Susan. Whew. Anyway. Well, so that sculpture garden was really amazing. I saw some beautiful pieces out of beautiful stone, but yeah, I just have no clue how they do that. And then I'm sure it's amazing to do, but I'll stick with my sketches and my watercolor and my photos. I spent some time learning some tricks about making videos in Lightroom Classic, which was kind of a thing. So, oh my gosh, I had no idea. Oh no. So anyway, that's too bad. I would really miss him doing lives. That would be a sadness. Yeah, a sadness. But what was I saying? Anyway, so I'm practicing this thing. It's just I didn't have a lot of motivation today. I don't know about you guys, but some days I just want to sit in Grandma's rocker and read, and I don't want to do much of anything else. And I'll sketch and I'll do some stuff, but I've done lots of sketches and little things. So we might as well get to the fun stuff of the art because, yeah, that's kind of the star of the show tonight is the art that we have here. So let's see what's going on here. There. Will you let me know if the volume is okay? Because I kind of had to move the mic back a little further than I have had it before. This is Lupe's piece. And let me see if I can do this and move this over here. Oops, hold it. Unlock. Oh, I'm on the wrong one. Oh, I know why. Hang on. There we go. I got stuck over there. She sent this and didn't have anything. She just said that she had been working on, let me see, where's that email again? Maria. There it is. She says, hi, sending in this one. She says, not great, but wanted to share something, trying to go small. So Lupe, how small is it? Okay, I can't tell. It's hard. Is it like a 10 by 10 or a 12 by 12 or I mean, because I know you do big stuff, like big stuff. I watched, you were working on that one with the sunflowers. I just watched that the other day. That was really pretty cool. But what size is this one? It really is. I love that. Yeah. They are like, are they like, I think that they look like irises to me. Of course, iris are one of my favorite flowers, so that could be why. But with the leaves of them and everything, they look like iris. And I think I love it. I really do. Yes, it is unanimous. So Lupe, it's an 8 by 10. Tiny for me. Yes. Tiny for you. It is. Daddy, itsy bitsy for you compared to what you're. Where's my little itsy bitsy thing? I did the other day. I did this little tiny thing that was literally 3 inches square of Aldo. Or it was a Zen doodle. Oh my gosh. I don't think I have it. Is it underneath this stack of stuff? Oh, nope. See, I told you they were little tiny things. Nope. He went someplace else. I don't know. Oh well. But you know, I love the colors and the trees. I like the texture in the trunk and the way you've got that going. It just seems to really fit. Really, really fit. Nice job. Yay! Okay, now we have Madonna. Oh, she says, that's right, she's got 2 paintings on here. So here's the watercolor peonies painting. Let me move myself out of the way. Practicing with florals right now to get better with shading and adding more dimension. Oh my goodness, girl. Your practice are perfection. That's amazing, Madonna. Absolutely beautiful. But like anything, you know, I love the fact that you're practicing because that's what it all is. So that if you're practicing, then you guys will all not laugh when I get to mine because it's practice. But these peonies, I love this. One of my favorite petals is the one right, just there's that top petal up here. There, you can't see my pointer, but there is a petal at the top, the pink petal right in the middle of the top, and right underneath that, there's one that has a fold over, and you did that fold, and I'm jealous. Yes, jealous, definitely jealous. That fold thing is something that I tried. I tried it. Well, you'll see where I tried it, the fold. Not to the success that you had, but that's gorgeous. She did a peonies, and then as she says, she has the other one. So you're probably wondering, where is it? Close that one and turn this one on. Oh, that's the peonies. Hold it. And that's that. Oh, I know. There it is. The text. This is the weave is on a tree branch. I took a branch weaving class and we got to pick out all our materials to use to weave. There's silk, different color cords, and cotton material cut in strips. It was a fun class. I'll be sure to do it again. You did a nice job. Really did. I like the way that you extended the warp on the where the up at top where you have the Y, how you extended the warp up into there to make it look that's very nice. And it's one piece of wood. I can see where it's joined down there, and then I was looking at the upper little Y where it doesn't have the color, where it's you extended the warp, and I didn't see that it was connected. Oh, that's very cool. And the way that the weave pattern matches the shape of the wood. Very, very, the crotch, she says. Whatever. Yeah. But it matches the shape of the wood. I love that. One branch, two forks. Very cool. Yay! It is really cool. Really cool. It was the kind of weaving my mom never did. She never got into weaving onto branches or anything. She knew people that did, and they'd get into that, but that wasn't the type of weaving that she did. But I love this. This is really cool. My son-in-law's sister would love to see this. She's a fiber artist out of Oregon and does amazing things. She actually has my mom's loom and still uses it. Plus she has a little inkle loom that my mom had too. Okay, next, we have me. Okay, so far nothing up there. I will go one by one. Who's gonna come up first? Okay, this is from my drawing class, okay? So this was the first assignment in my drawing class last week with Chris Bronstad. This is Chris gave us this picture to try to do, and I turned mine this way so that I could get this. Chris is a very accomplished artist. So that was my first, after a lot of work and adjusting and measuring and doing that thing. So that was my first drawing class with Chris B. Whew. And then I was sketching the other night, and you're going to see a few sketches because I've gotten, after I watched Lupe do sunflowers, I started doing sunflowers. And then today I was scribbling with my Caran d'Ache watercolor pen crayons. And I just was doing slash marks, and I kind of did that and wanted to see if I could turn it into some kind of a landscape. So I sort of did that. Thanks, Madonna. Chris is an amazing instructor. He's really good. I'll show you what my assignment is next. I have to draw. That's for Tuesday's class. Okay, so there's that I played with. Then this one, okay, this one's crazy, you guys. This was the cover on this catalog. It came in, and it was the territory ahead, and it's a chameleon on the cover. So I kind of went crazy. And this I did with watercolor and watercolor crayon and watercolor pencil. I think, yes. So that was kind of fun, and it definitely scratchy, but at least I'm trying to get better at being able to draw something that I see, a representation, like a picture, like a reference photo or a reference, trying to do better at that. I still can't put stuff together myself very well, which you'll see on the next thing, I think, or two. Yes, so this was my first attempt of coming up with a character all on my own. This is where I attempted the fold over of the octopus arm, my little fold. This was after we went to the sculpture garden, and there was an octopus there carved out of this like obsidian. No, it wasn't obsidian. It was something else. It was hematite, carved out of black hematite, and it was $10,000. It was pretty cool looking, but it was like $10,000. Okay, and I can understand because the work it involved, and it was very detailed. So I came home, and while I was watching Project Runway last night, because we had it on tape, I drew Octavia Octopus. A teenage kraken. I love it. A teenage kraken. That's great. And then, oh gosh, what was there? And then there's one more I think I did. Oh, and this was that crazy pigeon that was outside. I named her Patience. I did take a photograph of her because she was right outside on the fountain one day, and then she was on our fence. So I took photographs of her, and then this is what she ended up like. So that's Patience. So yay, hey. All right, there, she's gone. So on to the next. Anyway, there we go. Funny. So funny. So it's getting better. So I'll tell you, let me show you what my assignment is next for drawing. This one's not on. Oh, is it on? Maybe it's on. Camera C. Okay, just to show you. There it is, and I'll switch this camera, maybe. Here. Oh, here, I know. There. See that? That's my assignment for my next class. Chris did this. This is one of his original pieces. And this is what I'm supposed to draw. Yeah. But he has a cool way of doing it where you create an envelope, he calls it, around the outside edge. Like there's this part. And so I'll be doing that, but I haven't started it yet. Class isn't until Tuesday. That's crazy. Oops, what did I just do? I went to the wrong spot. No. What happened? There we go. Poof. Sorry, I hit the wrong button. It went to the end. Anyway, so that's art this week. Yeah. Oh my gosh. You guys have got... It's just hilarious that I'm even showing this to you guys. I mean, there is no way 2 years ago I would have done this. No way that I would have ever shown anything. You got your computer. I know. Well, so what I've got to do this is I will turn it upside down. So go back to where I was here. So I'll turn it upside down, and I'll cover up most of this stuff, and then I'll work from this way. I have it marked out on my paper, like how far here and here and there. But then I'll work upside down. That's the way I'll do it. And that's, Chris said it's okay to do that. I'll once I get, because then then your brain doesn't recognize that you're working on a beard or a chin or a nose. It doesn't assign labels. You fool your brain. And that's just kind of what I have to do. I have to fool my brain a lot to do this. So I'm not just doing silly things. But the face. Yep, that's drawing on the right side of the brain. Betty Edwards, 1978. 77, 78. Great book. She's hilarious. Anyway, tonight I have 2 stories for you. One, I'm going to start with the one by Eve Bunting. And Eve Bunting is, well, famous. Eve Bunting, Northern Ireland-born American writer of more than 250 books. Her work covers a broad array of subjects and includes fiction and nonfiction books. Her novels are primarily aimed at children and young adults, but she's also has written the text for picture books. She has done, gosh, I mean, so many books. The B section of my library for Bunting, and not only her picture books, she did The Wall. She did, oh gosh, her list of her books for, let's see, list of books by author Eve Bunting. Night Tree, what have I read? I read Flower Garden to you guys. I read The Wall. Fly Away Home, I think I read. She did Sunflower Home, Dandelion, Valentine Bears, St. Patrick's Day in the Morning, Little Bears, Little Boat, Terrible Things, Haunted House, One Green Apple, The Wednesday Surprise, which is the one, oh my gosh, about the grandmother and the mom that on Wednesday, when she's teaching her mom or her grandmother to drive it. The Memory String, I think I read that one to you too. But tonight, I'm going to her homeland, and I'm going to read a folk tale that she put down. It's illustrated by Zachary Pullen. I didn't get up a lot of information about him. The illustrations are that wonderful crossover between realistic representation with just a bit of fantasy to them, softness to them and stuff. But the book tonight takes us to her homeland of Ireland. And the book is called, let me get you there, Finn McCool and the Great Fish. Yes. So I'm having to channel my distant cousin, Mrs. Shepracon, for this one. So it should be kind of fun. So Finn McCool and the Great Fish by Eve Bunting has this wonderful, wonderful green and gold end papers. And you just look at the very first page there. Let me see if I can get this so you can get her. Get that just a bit smaller. There. So you can see the whole picture. There it is. You'll see the details in the ram's head there, the sheep and everything, and the beautiful Irish landscape. I think I can't see close enough to see what the artwork is done in. It's on my Kindle here. So we'll go for it. Finn McCool was the biggest giant in all Ireland. He was the greatest warrior ever known, and his strength was remarkable. He could lift a house and turn it around and so it faced the sun, and another way at night so it faced the moon, where it rose over the mountains. If the weather was foul, and the men of the village were hurrying to bring in their hay before the rain set in, Finn was ready to help them. He'd lift the carts, horses and all, and carried them to shelter. Let me change something real quick. There we go. And I have to change something. He's the best-hearted man that ever walked in Ireland's green grass, the people said. We're blessed to having him live here with us in Drummondbone. But they were agreed on one thing, and that was seldom mentioned. Finn wasn't terrible smart. He's a bit of a turnip head, they'd whisper sometimes and smile affectionately. He doesn't know much, but he's a great big man for all that. One day, Finn heard the whispers and knew it to be true. In the nearby townland lived an old man who was said to know the source of great wisdom. It was said he had promised to reveal it to only the right one. He was a bit of a mystery, staying sometimes in his house, at other times disappearing for weeks on end. Many a man and many a woman had tried to be friends with him, to wheedle the secret of his knowledge out of him. Simon the baker had brought him fresh baked goods, fresh baked soda bread, the butter already thick on it. Bertie O'Hanlon brought him a white hen, the best layer in the village, so he could have fresh eggs for his breakfast of a morning. And Bridie Mulligan brought him a burro load of turf she'd cut herself in the bog, so you can have a warm fire in those frosty nights, she purred. He thanked them all for their kindness, but he kept his secret to himself. It was the day after Bridie's visit that Finn came to him. He couldn't fit in the house, so he sat outside, his hands resting on the roof. "Old man," he called, "it's Finn McCool, and I've come to ask you if you'd share the secret of wisdom with me." The old man came out, and Finn got down on his hunkers so they could see each other right. "Oh, I know who you are, and I was waiting for you to come see me," the old man said. "I know you're good and kind and well as big. I know you're a great warrior and a friend to Ireland. I know you beat the giant Cuchulainn and saved Ireland from the Scots. But I need to ask you one question. With all that you have, why do you need the wisdom?" "A man's nothing without it," Finn said. "With wisdom I'll know how to better help my friends. I'll be able to answer their questions where now I can only shake my head. If I was wise, I could speak for Ireland when the need arose." The old man nodded. "You're a giant now and a good man, but you'll be more with the grace of wisdom added to you. So listen, in the River Boyne there lives a fish, a great salmon, the red of the sky at sunset. In him is the wisdom of the world. Catch him, cook him, and eat him, and that wisdom will be yours." "Oh, thank you, sir," Finn said. 2 strides took him to the River Boyne. He dropped in his line. There were fish in the cool, gurgling waters, brown fish, silver fish, fish with the sheen of a copper penny, but none as red as the sky at sunset. And then Finn saw the great red salmon swimming lazily upstream. "Grr," Finn thought, it's as if it's looking for something." The salmon swam round the line, then took the bait and the hook. The River Boyne tossed and tumbled as Finn pulled the fish ashore. There was a mumbling and a rumbling that seemed to come from the river itself, and the idea came to Finn that the river didn't want to let go of its great fish. "I'm sorry to take it, but I'm after the wisdom," Finn told the river. "A man can make more use of wisdom than a fish can, so I ask you to forgive me." And he took the fish in his big hand, wondering at the beauty of it. It shimmered and gleamed in the sunlight, every scale a point of fire. Finn looked in its eyes and saw the wisdom there, all the knowledge of the world. He saw life. How could he kill it? How could he eat it? The thought made him shudder. He spoke to the fish. "You have the wisdom, and I wanted it, but not if I have to sacrifice you," he said. The salmon's lip was bleeding from where the hook had caught it. "I'm sorry about that," Finn said, and he carefully eased the shining hook out of the fish's mouth. But it caught in his own thumb, and the pain nearly blinded him. He took his thumb in his mouth and sucked on it and tasted something he'd never tasted before. His blood, the salmon's blood. There was a tide in him, as if something unknown had entered his body, something strange and beautiful. The fish spoke. "Oh, I thank you for sparing my life. I was prepared to let go of it, but now my wisdom has seeped into you along with my blood. It is known to me that you will use it in the service of others and of Ireland." Finn stared. He'd never heard a fish speak. "But why did you let me catch you? For you are wise enough not to take the baited hook." "Maybe I knew whose hook it was. Maybe I've been waiting for you to come." "Oh, thank you," Finn said. "I will use the gift well." And gently he laid the salmon back in the river and watched it as it swam away. Was it a lighter shade of red now? He looked at his thumb. Where the hook had pierced was already healed over, and the thumb itself was turning a delicate shade of pink. Finn told no one about his encounter with the salmon of wisdom, but he felt a need to tell the old man. He found the house empty, the old man gone. The barrow load of turf sat unused, the soda bread on the kitchen table was uneaten, and the eggs in the hen's nest were ungathered. But on the path was a glittering trail that might have been fish scales. Everyone a point of fire. Ever after that, the people in the village of Drumahone remarked on how wise a man Finn had become, how he'd talked with the King of England and the King of France and presented to them the needs and wants of Ireland, how he'd saved them from the Viking longships that had crossed the sea to take Irish land, how he knew their own problems and took care of them before they rightly knew them themselves. But still, he's the same good Finn he always was, they agreed. Isn't it a puzzle, though, the way he sucks his thumb when he's applying his mind to something? You'd almost think there was magic to it. You almost would. And that's the story of Finn McCool. Yeah, that's the story of Finn McCool. I hope you guys liked that one. It is always fun when I can channel my inner Irish and get to read a story with a bit of an accent. And Eve Bunting, to take those, she's just such an amazing storyteller. And what she does with the books that she has and she's done, it's just always a favorite of mine. And she's just fabulous. She was born in 1928. So it's wonderful to have something from her. Now that's a folk tale. Yes, that truly is a folk tale. A folk tale from Ireland. The next one is from Thailand. And it is, the illustrator is named Zhu Chen. Let's see, Zhuya is Zhuya Chen. And she was raised in the sunny island of Singapore. She's also goes by Angeline. She lives with her husband and 2 darling children. She's dabbling in art was her form of escape from the struggles and confusion of growing up deaf. Wow. This led her to discover the beauty of how the art communicates with the viewer. Her life goal has been to have the emotional connection with those who view her work. She enjoys visualizing stories through illustrations and working on mostly children's books and personal life experience. She's gotten tons of awards. The illustrations in this are just beautiful, much softer and a little bit different. And I think appropriate because we have a different protagonist, a different main character type of thing, instead of it being a big giant type of things where you had kind of the bold colors that were Eve Bunting's illustrator used. This we have a little softer because in Mila and the Elephant by Dao Fumiruk, and I'm probably pronouncing that wrong. It's Thai. I didn't get a message back from my friend Peter on how to pronounce it, and I didn't look it up. So, but it is about a little girl. Her story, Mila and the Elephant. Yes. Oh, I didn't see the yin yang symbol on the old man's house. We'll have to go back and look at that. Mila and the Elephant. Mila set out to explore the banks of the Ping River near her home. Her little brother followed to the edge of the yard, hoping she'd take him along. "What will you give me if I take you?" He had nothing to offer. "Then you stay home," Mila answered. Oops. She turned and skipped along the road and across the grassy field before reaching the steep riverbank. She watched the water sparkle and splash below. Mila hurried down to the river's edge. When she reached the dock, she saw a large fish swimming by. What a fine dinner that fish would make, Mila thought, and she hopped into her uncle's boat, grabbed his net, and tossed it far into the river to scoop up the silvery fish. But moments later, she was drifting swiftly downstream. The current was too strong to paddle back, and before she knew it, Mila was swept deep into the dense jungle. After a long while, the boat caught against a tangle of tree roots. Mila stepped out onto a large rock. She craned her neck to look back up at the river. She was a long way from home. A crocodile appeared along the shore. Crocodile, will you help me get home? I'll tie a rope to your tail and you can tow my boat back upstream. What will you give me for my help? He asked. You can have the fish I caught. And the crocodile agreed. But when Mila tossed him the fish, he snapped it up and swam away. Wait, she called after the crocodile, but he had disappeared under the water. Mila looked around her. Tall trees blocked out most of the sunlight. Leaves stirred overhead and the river rushed at her side. She pointed herself upstream and started to walk. A leopard slinked into sight. Leopard, I am lost. Do you know a way back to the village? I do. What will you give me if I show you? Mila thought for a moment. You can have my sweater. It will keep your cubs warm on a cool night. Mila held the sweater out for the leopard to see, but the leopard snatched it up and leaped away. How foolish of me, she said and sighed, and she walked on and found a narrow path. Soon she was surrounded by towering trees wrapped with ropey vines. 3 monkeys dangled overhead. Monkeys, can you show me the way through the trees and back to my village? What will you give us if we help you? One chattered. Mila held out her backpack. You can have this pack to carry fruit in as you travel through the jungle. But the biggest monkey just grabbed it from her, and they all swung away. Oops, sorry. Mila slumped to the ground and began to cry. Night was falling, and soon darkness would settle over the jungle. She shivered. How would she get home now? Soon she heard the rustling and snapping of branches, and an elephant lumbered toward her. Child, are you lost? The elephant asked. I will give you a ride to the village. Mila cried even harder. But I have nothing left to offer you. It would make my heart happy to help you, the elephant said. I don't need anything in return. He lowered his trunk so Mila could climb up onto his great warm back, and he carried her all the way to the village. Mila slid from the elephant's back, grateful to be home. She pressed her palms together in thanks and felt the elephant's strong trunk embrace her. Thank you, she said. The next morning, Mila's brother asked to see the riverbank where her adventure had begun. I'll take you, she said, and together they set off to explore. Mila remembered what the elephant had taught her. Kindness needs no reward, for it brings happiness and warmth to the heart. From then on, she offered many kindnesses to others, asking nothing in return. And this is the author's note about Thailand. The story is set in Thailand, a fascinating country in southern Asia. Thailand is famous for great natural beauty, from beaches with clear blue water to the south to tall green mountains and jungles in the north. The climate is generally hot, with a rainy season from May to October. About 67 million people live in the country, and its nickname is the Land of Smiles. Did you know that Thailand has a royal family and a grand palace in the capital city of Bangkok? The Ping River in Uh, Mila's story is found in northern Thailand. It flows into the Chao Phraya River, a major river that runs through Bangkok. Though Mila's story is set in a rural village, Thailand is not all rural. If you visit Bangkok, you'd probably be very surprised at how modern and downtown is. Plenty of tall buildings and traffic, just like you would see in any other large city. One particular Thai custom depicted in Mila's story is how we show gratitude. Thai people say thank you by holding their hands together as in prayer and bowing slightly. If you are very, very grateful, or if the person being thanked is much older than you, it will take a much deeper bow. Practice thanking a friend. How would you thank a grandparent? Thai people also put their hands together and bow this way to say hello or goodbye. In this story, Mila learns about kindness needs no reward. There is a Thai saying, place gold on Buddha's back. Most Thai people practice the religion of Buddhism, and one way they pay respects at temple is to apply a slip of gold leaf onto the Buddha statue. The statues become impressively gilded by loyal Buddhists over time. The saying means that one should perform this act of worship behind the statue, drawing no attention to the good deed. Similarly, a gesture of kindness needs no attention drawn to it. As Mila learned, being kind to someone makes you feel happy. There are many ways to be kind every day. You can draw a picture for a friend, help with the chores around the house, or tell someone that you care about them. I hope you'll remember to be kind to the people you meet every day. What a wonderful message to add to the book. Oh my goodness, so cool. Let's see, let me go back here, and I'm going to see if I can find that page of the other book, back to back, that Lupe said that there was a yin-yang sign. Oh my gosh. So observant, Lupe. Look at that at the top of the house. Lupe said that there was yin-yang symbol on the top of the house up here. Oh my goodness, of the two fish. And there's the fish in the pond, the fish statue above the door. There it is. That's amazing. I had not seen that. Good catch, Lupe. Good catch. Wow. Oh, not Lou. Oh, you didn't see it. Who saw it? Who saw the yin yang? Oh, Susan did. I'm sorry. It was Susan caught it. My bad. Thanks, Lupe. Susan, you caught that. Good job. I did not. Man. Whew. I apologize for that. Calling out the wrong person, but we found Lupe. Thank you for pointing that out. I saw that. Nice. Simple lessons are the best. Agreed. It was, yes, it was. But I'm so glad you spotted that because I did not see that at all. Amazing. Oh my gosh, you guys. I love those two stories. They were just, I was searching through and I just found that Mila and the elephant one, and then I had seen Finn McCool, and then when I read the two of them, I thought, boy, they could really go together for folktales, not only folktales, but just the whole message of kindness, of gratitude, and of just, I mean, the whole, like, Finn McCool didn't tell anybody about learning the wisdom. He just used it as in a good, quiet way. I know when Bryn has been to, my youngest has been to Thailand twice. She went in 9th grade and she was there during the water festival, and then she went again in college, and she's been across the whole, because she's been all the way from Chiang Mai up in the northwest. I would think it's northwest part where she painted with elephants and talked to, I mean, all kinds of things. And she was in Bangkok, and she's also been in all the way down to Phuket. And she saw, it was really amazing to see those, the Buddhas that are all gold leafed and gilded like that. And I didn't know that a lot of them are done by the people putting gold leaf on them like that. That's amazing. What a wonderful things to find things out about. Just all kinds of wonderful. It just is great. Anyway, I read Your Little Turtle last week. Oh, I forgot. Yes, Your Little Bit Turtle. Yes, he is a bit of a Chinese symbol in an Irish story, not something you might be looking for. You know, the thing is that yin-yang symbol like that, if you look at it, look at where it goes, it kind of crosses cultures. You can find it in Celtic symbols too. But it's done a little more obviously in this illustration by this illustrator. Very cool. Anyway, you guys, I needed this tonight. It always. I was going to sleep in this morning, and I didn't, and I should have. And I just because I've been up really, and I've got a very busy, the art walk coming up, and lots of things to get done, and but this always feels so good to do this, to read these, to come together, to get these messages, to talk with you guys in the chat, and to check in and see how everybody's doing. And I just really thank you guys for being here, and hope I know you enjoyed. You said you enjoyed the stories. They were two pretty wonderful ones. So it's a good way to kick off my week, and I'm happy for that. I was going to tell you, if I can, let me find this. I don't know anybody else, if the rest of you guys ever get see these things. Let me show you this, if I can find it on YouTube. Watch later. This.
There's no doubt the British royal family.
No, that's not it. It was called 10 of the world's priciest art supplies. So expensive, by Insider Business. It was an hour and 20 minutes long, but it was one of the fascinating things. Something playing there. So if I can find the link here and put it in the chat, you guys as artists would find this fascinating, because let me just show you real quick. Window. Let's see, window. Let's see. Let's do a, here. Source. See that? Okay. That's you see on that guy is making sume ink. Really, a little tiny bar of sume ink like that's like a ½ inch wide and 2 or 3 inches long, costs $2,000, and they hang in those things for 4 years. And those are and it's not this is the most fascinating show on art supplies and why they cost so much, and certain kind of stuff that comes from snail and brushes and all kinds of things. So you guys would love it. I think you would love it. So let me go back to my other source, to my camera. There we go. All right. But it's called the 10 priciest art supplies, basically. And it was a fascinating document by Insider Business on that channel. You'd really like it, I think. Anyway, you guys, that's it for tonight on Story and Art. I hope you had a good time. I had a good time. It's a good way. I needed this tonight, to start my week off right. And, tonight to start my week off right. I'm already rhyming. And thank you for sending your artwork in. Keep creating. Keep showing your kindness to everybody around. Think of somebody this week maybe that you know that might need a little boost. Send them a message, and let's fill as many buckets as we can this week. And until Thursday, when I'll be back with some more stories, keep looking for the beauty hidden in plain sight. It's all around you. But the first place you'll find it is when you go look in the mirror. And I'll see you on Thursday.
In the heat of the night, we could get lost in all the lights and sounds. Feeling alright, we won't go home, we will just stay here downtown. There's not just stars on the boulevard, they're in the light in your eyes. Oh, we don't need no black cards, I just need you by my side. We could be shameless, famous, running cool, with a love that leaves us weightless. Ooh, drop dead gorgeous, wow. Ooh, you got me feeling starstruck too. We could be famous, we could be famous. You blow my mind, looking like a model.
Oh, Larry, yay! Thank you for being here, buddy.
You don't even try, not average or typical. I put you